Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, October 21st, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. That drone show on Saturday night, wow, what a cool thing. Thanks to the Peggy Stewart 250 committee for funding that. That was pretty amazing. And congrats to the Navy midshipmen for an also amazing performance and remaining undefeated and advancing to 6-0. But as I do look at the calendar, I see it is Monday, and we do have some news for you. So, shall we? A 45-year-old Baltimore man has been arrested in the fatal shooting of Yant Junior Gomez at the Arundel Mills Mall last month. After a month-long investigation by the Anne Arundel County Police, the suspect was apprehended without incident on Friday. Gomez, a 31-year-old from New York, was found shot in the mall parking lot and later died from his injuries. Police do continue to seek additional information regarding this case. The annual Eastport-Annapolis Tug of War, or Slaughter Across the Water, will take place on Saturday, November 2nd at the crack of noon. It's dubbed the longest international tug of war over water, and the event does see Annapolis and Eastport face off across Spa Creek. The day is going to include live music, food, drinks, celebrating local pride, and really what's become a cherished tradition since it started back in 1997. The tug is part of an ongoing friendly rivalry between the two communities, and both sides do prepare to claim this year's victory. They are looking for tuggers as well, so if you want to tug for the losing Eastport side or the winning Annapolis side, you can sign up at themre.org. The Navy midshipmen extended their undefeated streak to 6-0 with a 51-17 victory over Charlotte on Saturday. Cornerback Deshaun Peele made school history by returning 2 interceptions for touchdowns, while Navy's defense forced 5 turnovers. The offense capitalized on these opportunities, with fullback Alex Teska scoring 3 first-quarter touchdowns. Despite a low total yardage count for Navy, the defense's dominance ensured the win, making Navy bowl eligible for the first time since 2019. Up next, Notre Dame in New York next Saturday at noon. We'll be there. Be sure to follow us. Well, we got our weekly poll back on track last week, and this one was actually kind of interesting. We asked when you thought the big city dock renovation project will finally get underway, and there were 2,850 votes. I think that's a record. 1,310 of you said the second half of 2026. 697 said the second half of 2025. 606 said the first half of 2026. 118, you naysayers, said never. 72 didn't even know there was a project. And 45 said the first half of 2025. We did have an option up there for getting started this year as the administration had hoped, and no one selected that. Up there this week, we want to know what method you use to park in downtown Annapolis. Go to the front page of eyeonannapolis.net. It's there in the upper right corner, and let us know what you think. Hopefully you caught our Canines and Crosstreks on Friday with Maya, who is a corgi with a huge personality. If you missed that, you do want to give that a listen. And also on Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we chatted with Hillary Harp Falk, the president and CEO of the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and actually learned a whole lot. If you missed that one, do give that one a listen as well. All right, that's a wrap. Thank you, first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, Fish for a Cure, and Mathematics up there in Severna Park. And Covington is here with her Monday Money Report, and George Young from DCMD VA Weather is also here with the only locally forecasted weather report you should care about. All that's coming up for you in just a bit, so hang around.
Ahoy, captains and anglers. What better way to spend a day on the Chesapeake Bay than by fishing and fundraising for a cure? Join us for the 18th annual Fish for a Cure tournament, Paul C. Detter's Captain's Challenge, and Shore Party, Saturday, November 9th at Safe Harbor, Annapolis. Fish for a Cure supports Luminous Health Anne Arundel Medical Center's Gayton and Joanne D. Cesaris Cancer Institute. Event proceeds directly support the Cancer Survivorship Program for patients recovering from all types of cancers. Gather your crew and register your boat today at fishforacure.org. Again, that's fishforacure.org. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, October 21st. More sunshine with no rain in sight for the Annapolis region today through the weekend, with warm temps in place today through Wednesday, followed by more seasonal temps Thursday through Sunday. Look for sunshine today and tomorrow with PM highs in the upper 70s to low or maybe even mid-80s in spots each day, followed by more sun in 70s on Wednesday. From there, sunny skies will remain in place Thursday through the weekend, with high temps each day in the 60s for most locations in the region, which is more normal for this time of year, in which average high temps are now in the 66 to 68 degree range. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. So you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Ann Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Covington of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Despite a slight drop midweek, the markets continued their winning streak, with the S&P 500 closing Friday at another all-time high. This week, data on jobless claims and home sales will be released, along with continued earnings reports from publicly traded companies. So far, earnings reports have been positive, with 79% of companies beating their estimates. We'll see if this continues over the next 2 weeks. We recently hosted a webinar about the retirement home stretch, things to do in the 10 years leading up to your retirement. If you're getting close, you should invest some time in these areas. First, consider your timing. Will you retire at the same time as your spouse? If you have children, will you wait until they are out of school? If you're eligible for a pension, do you work to maximize that? Next, figure out how much you'll need to retire. There are many online calculators available, but this is a place where your financial advisor should be spending time with you, letting you know each year where you stand in your savings goals for retirement. The 10 years before you retire are often your peak earning years, and as children leave the nest, funds become available for more discretionary spending. At 50, you can contribute more to your retirement accounts and health savings accounts. This is the time to maximize savings. In the time leading up to retirement, you should also double-check how you're invested. Stock prices often rise or fall more in a given period than bonds normally do. The amount of your portfolio that is invested in stocks is generally higher when you're younger, as you have time for the market to recover after a 20 or 30% decline. As you approach retirement, you may want to consider making your portfolio more conservative. You may also want to consolidate accounts to make things easier to track. Having a plan for Social Security is also important. Work with your financial advisor to develop a strategy for claiming benefits. Factor in the impact of pensions, survivor benefits, and spousal benefits into your plan. Another piece of the puzzle that your advisor should provide is developing the income streams that will replace your paycheck when you retire. How will your investments change in retirement? Which accounts will you pull from? And what are the tax impacts of this? Roth conversions can also play a part, along with Medicare and tax-efficient charitable donations. Finally, before you hand in your retirement papers, develop a plan for life. What's going to make you get out of bed in the morning? What's going to engage your brain and your heart? For many, a sense of purpose becomes the hardest part of retirement. Your action item this week is to start your holiday budget. Look at planned expenses and bills over the next 2 months to decide proactively what you can afford. Be sure to check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page for more information and to register for our upcoming educational events. Don't forget to drop by our office with a sweater, fleece, or sweatshirt for just one sweater. CovingtonAlsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and is not intended to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments may involve risk unless otherwise stated and are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult a qualified financial advisor and or a tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.